coming back up here for the wedding.
It's time!
Hey, everyone. Welcome to a fresh new live stream. Let's check out to see. Let me know if you are here. Let me know. I got lots of fun stuff planned for everybody tonight. I got a special guest in the house, everybody. We got DJ Lostax. Logan is here tonight. I can see him. We've been hanging out, chatting. He's going to be on the show in just a little bit. So super excited to kind of be live with everybody. And then, tonight, I want to talk a little bit about, getting leads and because, a couple weeks ago and maybe a month ago, I kind of put up a poll and I asked you guys on my channel, what is harder? What's harder for everybody? Is it getting leads, closing consultations, doing the consultation? 76% of you said it was getting leads. And then my other question a couple days ago, what's your goals for 2022? And 49% of you guys said getting more gigs. So I kind of want to split this up into two videos. This video is going to be more talking about how to get gigs. So whether you're a DJ that you're just starting off, I think this is going to be helpful for you. If you're a DJ that's been doing this for a long time, but you still want more, I also think this will help you out. And then that's where I'm going to bring Logan on and we'll chat because he's got a multi-op DJ business. He's got more DJs and he's got some secrets that he's going to share with us about how he's booking and how 2022 is just scorching crazy. So let me head over to the comments real quick, say hi to people. I got D Murph. What's up, D Murph? What's up? Hey, thanks for being here. Andrew said he's got his bourbon. Ready to learn some stuff. That's Logan's drink too. I think he's got some too. He'll maybe talk a little bit about that. Jer, what's up? Thanks for coming here. Mark, Evolution Sounds in the house. What's up? Yeah. A little shout out for Lostax. That's right. He's gonna be here in just a little bit. Let's see. What do we got? I've got gigs both Saturday and Sunday. Oh, I'm happy. I know you've been really hoping to get back out there working. Damien. Oh, man. All right. So Damien's going to have some fun tonight. I'm missing out on that first part, but I'm telling you what, if it was legal here, I'd be down. We got some tequila. Medella ready. Michael says hi from Chicago. What's up, Michael? I feel I should have poured a little bourbon, but because me and Logan were hanging out, I didn't, get to pour my drink. So I'm drinking a White Claw. However, it is it's the Surge. Okay. So there's 8% alcohol. So maybe we'll get, it's not as fun as what you guys got going on. So, all right. Tonight we're going to talk about getting your leads, getting more gigs, getting more leads. And maybe in the comments, you guys can leave some questions for us. We're both going to do some Q&A as we get down towards the end of the night. And if you're just showing up, hey, thanks for being here. Make sure you leave in the comments what you're drinking, and we'll get to that. So you guys know, and if you don't, I'll tell you, so this is my third year. I did 38 weddings this year. I'm booked for 48 for next year, and I've got 2 leads pretty much in the pipeline. So I'm getting close to 50. And, that's a question I got to ask myself, do I want to do more than 50 as one DJ? It's a lot of weddings, right? And it's some weddings and some parties also, but it is a lot of events to do. So, how did I get there? I'll start right at the beginning because I got to tell you guys my first wedding story, which is kind of crazy. But my first gig actually wasn't a wedding. It was a Christmas party. And I got it because, once I kind of announced to my friends on Facebook and social media, hey, I'm a DJ now. I just kind of put some information out there and put it in their heads. And so it was right around Christmas time. And some people were like, hey, you want to come? So I did a Christmas party at a military base or something. And that was pretty cool. I got to bring out I was way over, I had too much gear. I brought all my shit. It was just there was 25 people there and it snowed all night long, but I was out there and I was doing it and I got to use my controller and Serato and my bows and I was super pumped. But my first wedding happened when I got, so in order for me to get started, we got a Diet Coke, put the kids to bed. DJ Storm, what's up? My first wedding, I decided to get hired by one of the bigger companies in town because, then they just send you out. And so the way that they trained me was I went to the warehouse and they showed me their gear. And then The next thing was I went with a DJ out to a wedding and I just watched. And then I did that again. And then I was on my own. I was a wedding DJ. So I went to 2 weddings and then that was it. But the first wedding I went to, there's some red flags. There's some things happen. I'm like, is this the way it is? I'm not really sure if it should go this way. And you guys tell me what you think. But we show up and we're getting ready for the reception. And then we set all that up in the reception hall. And then he goes downstairs because we're at like a country club, a golf club. And he goes, I got to give this card to the bride who he's never met. And I think, again, that's one of the disadvantages of working with a big company is you don't get to work with your couples all year round, which is one of the things I love about that. Yeah, Lostax is in the Logan's in the chats, by the way. He's drinking his neat. So he goes down, and what the company has you do is you need to go up to your couple and hand them a business card with the office's number on it. And the reason why you do that is because if you're doing a really bad fucking job, then they can call that number and they'll replace the DJ. So imagine if you bought something, like you bought a laptop and you swiped your card, right? And the salesperson's all into it, like he swipes your card. And then he looks over and you'd be like, hey, you're also going to want this. What's that? That's a bucket because this piece of shit's going to fall apart on you. Like that is basically the confidence that the DJ is doing, handing out this card. So, but in order to do that, he had to like knock on the door and the bride comes out and he's like, hi, I'm your DJ. Here's your card in case I fuck up. Goes over to the groom. Where's she going to put this thing? She held it in her hand like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this thing? She goes back in, gives it to the groom. Then we go up and we're setting up for ceremony. He goes, oh, I need to move another speaker into this other room for cocktail hour. I need to tell the bride. So he goes back downstairs and he knocks on the door and the bridesmaid comes out. This is all before the ceremony starts, right? And he's like, I need to see the bride. So bridesmaid goes, grabs her. Bride comes back, still holding the card, and he's like, listen, I just wanted you to know that I need to move a speaker from the reception into the other room for cocktail hour. So I need to move it. And she's like, yeah, okay. All right. It's like, all right. Just want you to know that. Guys, I'm hiding in a bush. Like there was like a little bush. I'm just like hiding behind it. I know like, look, I've never done any weddings. I don't know what the hell's going on, but this can't be right. This has got to be pretty fucked up. And so we go upstairs and after the ceremony was over, the planner came up to him and goes, hey, is it okay if we move, first dances a little bit earlier? It looks like everything's kind of moving a little bit ahead of schedule. And he looked at her and he goes, well, I got this starting at this time. And if I do that, then either we move everything. You cut the dance off a half hour early or you pay me $75 right now. And again, I just feel like, I know that sometimes, yeah, Rico is totally right. This is a hot mess. I understand the hourly thing because here's the deal. I don't do hours. I just kind of say you get me till midnight because I don't want to hassle. I don't want to be in that position where I'm having to like grab more cash from people. However, I also complain up and down about how late these goddamn weddings are in the Midwest. They are so long, and Logan can talk about that too. I know he deals with that, but I just feel like in that moment, I could tell because pretty much after he said no to that, she goes, okay, never mind. He gets his tip. And one of the things about working with these big companies is they always tell you like, look, we're going to pay you $20 an hour, but it's all about the tip. Just make sure you get your tips. And so the tip came in. I'm like, oh, great. I get to kind of see, how much these guys make and the tip. And he did another mistake, which I've never done this before. But I still have never done this. He opened it up in the middle of the night. He sat down under the DJ table and was like, let's see what I got. He looked at me and goes, let's see what I got. And I was like, and he pulls out 2 20s. And I feel like probably there may have been more in there, but after that situation that happened outside, the wedding planner pulled some cash out of that envelope and resealed it. But again, like, I don't know about you guys. If I get tipped, pre-tip, like before the end of the night, I don't want to see that. That's like my little surprise in the car after I'm sweating. I got all my shit in the car. I like to pop that open. If I got a long drive, light a cigar. That's my little treat to myself. So he handled that. And then the other thing that was interesting was not interesting, I think terrible, was that he just had this notebook on his table and it just had songs, like 12 songs, and it was labeled rock, hip hop, country. And he just looked at it and just played the next one, and then looked at the next one and played the next one, like all in a row. And nobody's dancing. And I'm just kind of standing there, and he looks at me and goes, "This is a shit crowd." Is it? Is it? Or is it because you're just ripping through this playlist and you're not even watching? And then he let me take over. He's like, "You just play some music." So I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? And I'm kind of loading stuff up and trying to get people dancing. Well, the bride's brother comes up and he goes, "Hey, will you guys play Africa, Toto?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? I mean, nobody's dancing. Let's get this guy his song." And I looked over at the DJ and I was like, "Hey, bride's brother wants to hear Africa." And he goes, "I just played rock. He's going to have to wait." Made this guy wait 2 hours before he played his song. And by that time, like, there's like nobody left. And he finally dropped it. And then the other thing he did, this might be like the worst thing he did all night. Probably about 5 or 6 times, he kept going up to the bride saying, "Hey, looks like the party's kind of over. One more song?" Or he kept trying to get her to end the party. I mean, we were supposed to go to 11. It was like 9:30, and she's like, "No, let's keep it." He's like, "Oh, fuck." And he would kind of go over back to the table and just play more songs. And he went up. He's like, "I'll get her this time." He goes up. He goes, "So what do you think? There's nobody dancing. Can we wrap this thing up or not?" And she's like, "I'm telling you guys, I've never done a wedding before, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm texting my buddy who's a DJ, my buddy Kevin out in Pittsburgh. Shout out to Kev. I was like, this cannot be how it works. This can't be right." And she finally gave in and was like, "All right, fine, let's end the party." So we ended the party. So that was my first wedding. And, I think what you got to take away from that is like what not to do. And I think that guy gave me lots of examples of what not to do. But here's the thing. I'm going to speak to the DJs that you're just starting out. Like, you haven't done anything yet. What do you do? And you guys drop in the comments what you think and what you agree with this. But you definitely have to do, I think, a couple things. Number one is get your website working and looking good. Don't pay for it. It'll be worth the investment. Don't have all that free shit. Don't have like ads so it looks like a whole fucking MySpace page. Like, pay for it. Make sure it looks nice. Also, get it to look good on the phone. That is super key because, over 50% of people are on their phones. Get your Instagram and social media up. Start posting once a week. Just pictures of your gear, pictures of you mixing, whatever. Just some stuff. Like, let people know, hey, I'm out here. I'm working. And then the other thing is patience. You're just going to have to wait. It just takes a while. And I'll ask Logan this when he gets on too, so hopefully he'll remind me. But like, when you first start, I mean, it's not like you launch your website and the phone starts ringing like, "Okay, yeah, all right, your wedding's tomorrow? Sure, I could be there." It's just going to take some patience. Just going to take some patience to finally get that gig. And maybe you're doing a friends thing. Maybe you're doing something for free. And when you first start off, I would say this: take every show that comes your way. Take every show, whatever it is, just take it, because you never know. And if you are not getting paid a lot or whatever, like, pretend that you're getting paid like $2,000 at this event. Because if you act like that, if that's your attitude, if that's how you deliver, there will be people in that room that will see that and be like, "Okay, hey, I'm getting married next year. Are you available?" And boom, that's kind of how it can take off like that. I used to be in a band. I posted something on my Instagram, old video. And that's how our band got a record deal. We basically took every shitty show that came our way. Every bar, every birthday party, whatever it was, we played it. And there was always somebody there that saw us. It was like, "Hey, you come play at our place. You come play at our place." And then eventually we ended up, getting some buzz around. I grew up in Pittsburgh, some buzz around Pittsburgh. We sent some demos out to some record companies. They came and watched us play, got a record deal. So my old band's name was Monarch. So if anybody wants to check that out, that's on Spotify and Apple and stuff. So, but yeah, take every gig that you can. And then, you could answer some of those cattle calls that you see on Facebook, but those are real bargain hunters. So you can, someone's always looking for a DJ. I love how they phrase it too. They're always like, looking for a DJ that can work for about 12 hours. And, how about exposure? I don't do a wedding for free. Do not do a wedding for free. And then, I kind of want to, and then wedding shows. That's the last thing. Wedding shows are another option. They are an investment, so you're gonna have to pay to do those. But I think, especially if you're a single op DJ and you're just starting off, it's a great way for you to get some face-to-face time with some people and let them meet you, showcase your personality, make it all about your personality, not about your packages, your gear. Obviously you want to make sure that they feel confident that you know what the fuck you're doing, but be fun, be funny with them, have a good time, make sure that they like you on their way out. And then I'd say this for maybe some people that are you're struggling right now, you're struggling to get some gigs, you've been in it for a while. It might be a good time to start doing like maybe some self-reflection, like what's going on? How come, I used to get leads and now I'm not, or if I do get them, I keep losing out, or I'm only booking a certain amount. What's going on? And maybe that's something where, film yourself at your event and just kind of watch how you're doing the announcements or watch the dance floor. Is there something I could do to make myself better at this? And I know that's tough when you've been doing it for a while. You feel like you got it, but I think that this is an ever evolving kind of job, right? I think that if you stick to doing one style of being a DJ for many, many years, it could come back and hurt you. And there's been some controversy about stuff like this, about mixing and all that. And I think that, mixing is a tool in your DJ box that in the end, I think it's a great one to have. I just bought from Digital DJ Tips. I bought their mixing seminar. So during off season, I want to do two things. I want to get better at mixing and scratching. Those are two things that I really want to like learn for the next season. So maybe you guys drop it in the comments. DJ Storm just wrote every event is Super Bowl Sunday. I know I totally agree with that. I know Nick Spinelli said that all the time. Shout out Nick for that too. And you know what? I started using that in my consultations. I'll tell that to people. I'll say that and they light up. They love that. It is true. Like, don't say it and not do it. Show up, smoke, like, all right, who the fuck are you people? What are we doing here? When are we done? Can I get some cake? If you show up at your wedding like that, then they're like, didn't this guy say that? And you keep saying bride and groom. All right, the bride and groom, these people, they're getting married or some shit. I don't know. Who is it? Hey, you're pretty hot. Who's this kid? Right? You start acting like that. And no, it's not the Super Bowl. And you look like an asshole. And, that's the thing too. Like, how are you getting along with the other vendors? One thing I do is I always go up. I tell them, hey, if you guys need to store your bags back behind my booth, go for it. Let's work together. We jump on Instagram. Hey, what's your handle? I follow them. They follow me back. I've had more and more photographers like send me pictures and referrals. And I'm going to talk about that too later on tonight. But referrals are definitely, for me, I think I just mentioned this in the last show too, like my 95 to 100% is mostly where all of my gigs are coming from. So, all right, let's jump in here. Mark said he did plenty of shit shows, pool parties, crap bars, sock hops. Exactly right. You got to do that because it also builds your confidence so that when you rather fuck up at a pool party than at a wedding? I think so. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have like your speakers blow out or you not know how to set something up. Like I said this in a gig log. I showed up to a venue and they were like, thank God Aaron's here. The DJ we had last week didn't even know how to set up their own speakers. And that's just embarrassing. So, I mean, like, it's good for you to learn that stuff because what you do at home, guys, there's something about getting in front of a group of people and actually having to do it. That's a big deal. We got some shout outs to Logan here. We got from DJ Noni's here. And then my buddy's here. What's up? We're going to bring him up. Bring him on just a second. Hey, Ron, thanks a lot. I had my anniversary yesterday, guys. Shout out to my wife, Amy. We've been together. I'm not going to tell you how long, but we've been together for a while. We've been together for 16 years. I'll tell you. Together for 16 years, and we celebrated our anniversary last night. And somebody was like, I was going to do a Zoom with them, and they're like, oh, but it's your anniversary. And I was like, yeah, well, we got wine, cheesecake, and sex. And I cannot do all three of those while the kids are awake. So once the kids went to bed, all that happened. So sorry, honey. I don't know if you saw that. She knows she's used to this bullshit by now. All right, people, you ready? I know I played this a little bit earlier. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to have Bruce Buffer bring in my boy. Here we It's time! Oh, he's spinning the drink. What's up, everybody? Logan, DJ Lostax in the house. What's up, buddy?
What up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sound great. You sound great. Look great.
Thank you for snagging my intro. That was dope.
Wasn't that cool? Huh?
Good touch. Great touch.
A nice little. I'm trying to hype you up, even with the Bruce Buffer. Do you watch UFC at all? Are you a UFC guy?
I haven't in years. I actually used to back when it like first got popular. Yeah, definitely. But I haven't in years now.
I just got into it because I ordered ESPN Plus for hockey because I'm a big hockey fan, and then they had all this. I'm like, why all these guys are always loving this? And I turned it on. I got hooked immediately. It is like so much fun. But now I gotta my 4-year-old runs around the house going, "It's time." He yells it all the time. It totally cracks me up. So we got Ron saying you need to come to Boston. I don't know if you're talking to me or to Logan. Maybe both of us. We'll get us both out. Do you do travels? I know. Do you ever go out and do and tell everybody too, in case they don't know like where you're located and what you kind of specialize in, just in case they haven't met you.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't all subscribed to my channel, you fucking better be after tonight. But
yeah, I got a link in the description, everybody. So make sure I've got his YouTube channel straight there. Everybody, please subscribe to Logan.
Yeah, I'm based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I've been a DJ for, I'll give you the quick 30-second elevator pitch. Based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I've been a DJ for about 15 years, doing weddings for 12. I do roughly 30 weddings a year-ish, something like that. I do some other stuff too. Like this month, I've got like 6 or 7 corporate events. So a little bit of everything. My background came from bars and clubs, so I started out doing that. I thought weddings were lame as shit. Never wanted to do one. Until I did my buddy's wedding, thought it was a blast, and then started doing referral leads after that. But yeah,
do you still do clubs at all? Do you ever go out and do clubs still?
Yeah, once in a while. Yeah.
How does that transfer? Does that help you like with weddings, or do you really have to put on a different hat when you're?
I suck at bars now. Like I'm so behind the times on music. Like, I mean, they're tough. They're challenging. They're definitely hard. I did a school dance a couple weeks ago, and I haven't done one of those since May of last year or May of this year. I did a home or a prom in May, and so I did a school dance a couple weeks ago, and that was wild. I mean, they wanted everything from freaking Mo Bamba to Dancing Queen to free. What else was there? Some weird country requests like some Luke Bryan and like I don't know, all across the board.
They liked. I mean, there's a lot of people who are like, kids don't listen to the older stuff, but I don't know. Like when
they definitely do.
Kids, yeah, they've asked for like "Come On Eileen" and like that was like
Sweet Caroline. They requested Sweet Caroline. You're a Jerk, which isn't that old, but that's obviously coming back because of TikTok. So
yeah. So weddings are mostly your primary function right now. And how many other DJs do you have at your company?
5.
You got 5 other DJs, and so this year, I mean, you're wrapping up, right? But what'd you tell me? You have 5. You got 5 left.
We did
or how many weddings?
We did 77 weddings, just over 100 events total. So
okay, and how many got left for the rest of the year?
Well, the what I have left is include that 77 and everything. That's the total. But we've got
okay.
Yeah, so we've got this weekend. I've got 2 events this weekend. I got one on the 24th. I got 4 events left this year.
4 events. Are you doing New Year's Eve? I got a New Year's Eve. Are you doing New Year's Eve?
I have a wedding. I have a wedding on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I'm doing. They ordered Cold Sparks. Do you have Cold Sparks?
No,
I'm scared of them. I'm so scared. They ordered
most of the indoor venues in my area have already. Even if they haven't seen them yet, they're like no. So
right.
Some of them are like,
pictures of them.
Well, some of them are like, hey, that gun that shoots the stuff, don't bring that either. And I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing that. Sorry.
Yeah, nothing can happen. I mean, you make a drink cold, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta explain it to them. Like this year, part of my big package, I ordered geysers and a big red button, so I'll be able to do geysers next to the booth on top of the CO2 cannon. So lots of CO2.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about how's your 2022 looking, and what do you feel like is your what's bringing in your leads the most for you? Like when
Google.
are you able to even track that? Are you able to kind of see like,
It's Google.
oh, I know
it's Google. So how I track it, I track it Stone Age style. It's part of my lead generation form. So part of my lead form, one of the required questions is, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
And if I went through and did the math on it, I guarantee you I see Google more than anything else. I would say it's Google, venue. Okay. It's Google, vendor, whether it be photographer, venue, something like that. And then it's Instagram. So that's and I would include referral, like previous client referral into that second one too. So it's Google, referral, Instagram.
So with Google, is it people are just searching DJ near me and you're popping up on page one?
Very first.
You're the first one.
Yeah. I rank. I've had clients reach out to me from like the other side of the state and they found me on Google. I'm like, I have no idea how that's even possible, but cool. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't know what they're
Do you know how that happened? Like, do you know how you do that? Like if someone's on here, they're like,
it's SEO for sure. But as far as ranking locally, yes, is SEO. Ranking like in the state, I don't freaking know. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
What could they do? Like, what are you doing for SEO that's helping you? You post pictures, or you like, is it reviews?
So SEO, obviously, if you guys don't know, it stands for search engine optimization. I'm going to plug the person that I followed, which was a girl called Sarah Does SEO. I'll link her website in the comments for you guys, but it's Sarah, S-A-R-A. I don't think there's an H. I think it's S-A-R-A, Does SEO. That's her website. She does a boot camp, and she's probably actually doing a boot camp. I believe she does it around the first of the year. So I did her boot camp 2019, I think. I did her SEO boot camp. And it's like one of those things where each day you have a different task or whatever, kind of deal. So it's what her boot camp is driven towards wedding pros. So not just DJs. It's actually not even really for DJs. I just kind of crafted it, for a DJ, but she focuses more on planners, photographers, that type of thing. And then,
but it translates over, right? The stuff
it translates because we're wedding professionals, obviously.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't, she caters more towards, or she directs hers more towards females, I think is what it is, to be honest with you. But
were you the only dude there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh yeah, I definitely was. Yeah, but she's also
you left with some digits. You leave with some digits.
I will. No. But I use that, and basically what it does is she just talks about what to put on your website, in the copy of your website to help rank more, and stuff like that. And that basically is a crash course on SEO. It really is. And she just pretty much what you're going to do is you have to do some homework ahead of time. So you have to do some searching and figure out what you want to rank for, how you want to rank, what keywords and terms you want to rank for, right? So I want to rank for things like Kalamazoo DJ, Kalamazoo wedding DJ, Kalamazoo photo booth, Southwest Michigan DJ. I want to rank for those things. So you implement those words into the copy of your website. So when Google analyzes the pages of your website, it picks out those keywords and pushes you up the list, because they're thinking, okay, these clients or these people, this person's searching for this term. It's on this guy's website 7 times. He must be affiliated or associated with that, right? That's how SEO works.
Okay. So it has a lot to do with how your website, the keywords in your website as well, just picking up maybe even in that first sentence, when you kind of have like your title in the first sentence.
Yeah. So there's like H1, H2, H3 titles. Yeah. And then there's copy, which is like the bulk of whatever your website says. And if you go to my website, you can read the copy. It's pretty generic, and you'll see you'll instantly pinpoint the keywords that I used. Like if a sentence slightly doesn't make sense, it's because I did it because of SEO purposes.
Okay. So Google, and then you said Instagram. How's Instagram working out for you? For those of you guys on here, it's important, right? I mean, how often do you post? And how often do you put stuff up? And
I usually post weekly. I try to post weekly. I try to post weekly on my personal, and I also try to post weekly on the business page. And actually somebody had mentioned in the comments about paying a photographer to take some pictures of them at an event. at every event that I do, and one of my requirements for all of the guys is one of the first things that they need to do when they get there is take out a business card, go meet the videographer, go meet the photographer, go meet whoever's working at the venue, grab a couple cards, go get everybody a card, and especially the photographer. And I say something along the lines of, hey, if you happen to get any pictures of me, or if you could take any pictures of me or any pictures of people dancing, like I would love you a long time if you freaking just send them to me, And
you know what I noticed too? Like they don't, when you say that, if you, like what I was saying earlier, like if you build like a good relationship with them, they'll be like, nah, you don't have to. I've only had to pay one photographer. Like I have done it. I said I'll do it and I've done it.
I've never.
They send them to me.
Yeah, I've never paid one. And usually if you ask like that, you'll catch them taking pictures of you. You'll see them. Like, you'll look over and they'll be like, oh, taking pictures. Yeah. And you're like, oh, sweet. Yes, I'm definitely going to get some pictures out of this.
I'm getting those. Yeah. And they look great. The photographers they can make us look fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got some where they like wiggle the camera so there's like lights flashing through and shit.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So, no, definitely I'd say the easiest way to get pictures of yourself is just make friends with the photographer right away. Say, hey, you want to stick your bags behind my shit? Absolutely.
Right.
You want a White Claw? I got some in my cooler.
I got plenty. Let's go. All right. So let me ask you this. We talked before the show and you were kind of saying, I have my pricing on my website. You put your pricing on your website. You didn't beforehand, but you did recently. Like what made you change your mind about doing that? And then if you guys want to, you can interact with this. Like, do you put your pricing on your website? Let me know or not. And just curious as to why or why not you don't do that. But you didn't, but then you changed it to that. How come?
The main reason I changed is I was getting way too many leads. Way too many leads that weren't panning out to anything, right? So my conversion rate was probably, I don't know, like less than 10% because I was getting 3, 4, 5, upwards of sometimes 10 leads a day. And most of those leads weren't panning out. They were ghosting after they got the pricing. Basically, they were ghosting, right?
Gotcha.
So
just shopping.
A lot of people are like, oh, don't post your pricing because you want to give them the pricing after you talk to them. I think that's stupid because why do I want to waste my time, energy, and my voice talking to somebody that in their mind it only wants to spend $500 or fucking literally only has the budget for $1,000 DJ? I can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So why even
you wasted their time too? You wasted theirs as well.
My time, wasted their time, and then you may have just crushed them because you just sold them on how awesome you are, and they really want to book you, but they just literally cannot afford it because they're getting married at the VFW. They're not that type of couple. They don't have that kind of money. She's
we can hire you, but then nobody gets to eat any food, so you got to bring your own ham sandwiches.
Of Dollar General, and he works at the mobile gas station. They just can't.
Right.
Yeah, everybody needs a job. Everybody needs jobs, but still, there are entertainers for every bucket of people, right? There definitely are.
And don't you feel like I think that we're skipping a step? You're skipping that email where you're like having to interact with that or tell them what it is. Like that's why even when I'm doing a Zoom call with my consultation, I always say, hey, you guys went through my site, my pricing, and they're all like, yep, we know all that. So then you can move on. There's no sticker shock.
Yeah, I asked him, is there any questions on my pricing? Do you have any, would you like me to elaborate on anything, or is it pretty straightforward? That type of thing.
Yeah, Nathan here says, I did a secret shop on local DJs. So I've heard, does that mean like you hit up their website, you pretended to be a client? Each one they'd say something like, let me get back to you. My big sell is I don't want to waste any of their time. Yeah. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done like the fake? Everyone. You have like your Oh, you have. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done every. If anybody is in Southwest Michigan, I know how much you charge. So seriously,
let's post it. Let's post it right now.
Yeah.
let's go through.
And then that's I used to think I was expensive at $1,500 or $1,400 or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm right on par. And now I'm still like, I think I'm charging. For ceremony and reception, up to 6 hours is $2,000. If you want to add, there's add-ons. So there's the salsa and uplighting and all that type of stuff. My average. Shout out to
we both got that salsa booth. And by the way, if you want that, I'm going to put my referral link in the description. Not sure.
I don't need any more referrals. I'm good. I already bought my Tesla.
Oh shit! All right, my Tesla. Come on, guys, buy that booth off me. Aaron's got to get a Tesla. Okay. So, yeah, website, you got your pricing on there, and you said you were secret shopping other DJs, so you kind of know what your comp. Did you adjust to that? Like, was that when you were doing that? Did that help you gain confidence to raise your prices?
Yeah, well, it just gave me a better perspective of what my market was really like, rather than me just thinking I knew what my market was. As I thought I knew what other people were charging, but I guess I really didn't.
Yeah.
I knew what a few people were charging, but where I'm based, I'm probably double most people in my specific market of Kalamazoo, Michigan. But
Okay.
a lot of events in my area are actually serviced by Grand Rapids, which is an hour north of me. So those
Is there more
guys,
money up there? Is that a little bit more high end weddings?
yeah, it's a bigger city. It's a bigger city. It's a lot bigger city, and there's probably, I don't know, 50 DJ services up there or something.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But I've definitely I've done price shopping on those guys for sure. I've done price shopping on everybody here local to me. Like I said, me here locally, I'm close to double, but up there, I'm a little fish in a big pond. I mean, there's guys up there charging $3,000 plus. So,
Do you want to get there? Is that a goal to get to charging that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I want to do 20 weddings a year and make $100,000.
Yeah.
So,
That's the secret, right?
yeah.
I know when I first started, I was charging 800. So right now I'm $14.95 for ceremony reception, and then $18.95 was added some upsell. So at the end of the year, I'm definitely bumping up. I would say I'm now in the high, medium range of DJs in my area, in my market. There's definitely a lot that charge less than that and half of that, which is fucking frustrating. Doesn't do us any
Don't
good.
even worry about it. There's clients for them.
I'm not. Yeah, well, I'm at 48. I told you I'm at 48 for next year, so it's not hurting me. Hey, I want to pull Donnie's question up. This is a good one, and I want to get your opinion on it too, Logan. What you think? He said he's been getting tons of inquiries, but nobody is closing, and he's really frustrated.
Sales
Huh?
What's
sales?
What's your sales process? I mean, that's what we need to know there, because that's where you're not hitting. You're missing the mark somewhere in the sales process.
Yeah.
If you're getting the inquiries and you're getting the conversations and you're having the conversations and you're not closing, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
I took some of like Joe Bunn's stuff from the vault and I kind of crafted it I've made it my own. It's way different than what it was initially, but that's just because I found ways that I like to say things. I just kind of customized it after I've said it 10,000 times or however many times it's been.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the presentation that he kind of sells? Because I have that too.
Yeah, that, and then also the not just
emails.
The presentation, the emails and all that. So I've taken the basic ones and then I just kind of customized and made them my own.
Yeah, I will say this. I bought his. It was like $35. It wasn't very expensive. I bought the sales slides just to kind of give me a base, like you said. And I use them in every one of my Zoom calls. And actually my next video following this one is going to be me walking through a consultation. I actually recorded it. Here, I'll show you. I accidentally played a clip of it at the beginning, but this is a little bit of my consultation. Coming back up here for the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, where's your family from? Where's your family?
Pittsburgh.
What?
Yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh originally.
Dude. Mount Lebanon, Bethel Park. I grew up in Pittsburgh
Really?
too.
That's where my younger brother lives.
Are you serious?
Yes,
That's
I'm serious.
crazy.
This is meant to be.
It's
Yeah.
meant to be.
Really?
No
I'm
way.
I grew up in Penn Hill.
How cool is that? Like that happened during one of the Zoom calls. We spend like a good 5 minutes just getting to know each other. And like I said earlier, it's all about, the personality, win them over that way. And then hit them with, then they like we were saying earlier, then they want you. Then there's no way that they, whatever you're charging, they're going to pay for it because they want you to run their wedding.
Yeah, I see Mark commented too PowerPointy for me. I deleted a bunch of the slides. So mine's a lot shorter. I only have it's less than 10 slides. So
yeah,
it's like agenda. It's agenda, history. So history of Lux Entertainment. Agenda, history of me, blah, 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 whatever. Then it goes into Vibo. Then it talks about pricing. And then it talks about add-ons. So that's pretty much it. I I keep it pretty simple. And it's
I wanna
more so
show
than
you-
anything. It's just to add some sort of visuals, and then also kind of keep me on more so than anything. It's to keep me on track.
Yeah. You have like a script that gives you like a visual. Let me show you guys. I want to show you my home screen of it, because let me see if I can a window. Yeah. So you should be able to see it right now. That's my first slide. And basically what I do is I put their name here, their date, their venue, and then I snag a picture from the venue and I put it right here as my opening slide. And if I've worked there before, I'll put a picture of me with the couple there as well. And let's see if I can put it. Can we both be on here? Oh, there we are. We're both here now. And so, yeah, then you can see that. I don't know if I can click through these or not, so you guys can see. Maybe you can see what the next one is. Yeah, and then I show their agenda, and I talk a little bit about me, like you were saying, Logan, what my company is, show some reviews, and then so that's a little teaser of next video. But yeah, don't. Again, if it feels too selly, like if you're on there like a brochure, like, all right, next up, let's talk about my, you know what I mean? Then they're gonna be like, it's personality, right? I mean, you guys know this. You're a DJ. We're performers. Like, make it a performance. You know what I mean? Like, if you're on there and you're meeting with a couple, like, let them make it a performance too, almost like you're with them, right? Would you agree with that, Logan? Or how do your sales calls go? Do you do Zooms or you just do them on the phone?
It's probably 50-50. I was doing a lot more Zoom, but now that people are back to work and stuff, a lot of times it's a phone call because they're at work or they're on their way home from work or, whatever they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a car salesman. All right, Donnie has a
I
little
saw that.
follow-up here. He said, my close rate is actually about 30%. It's above average, and the ones who do book usually book immediately. It's only been the last 6 months where less are closing.
Yeah, Donnie, we just calculated mine before this call, and I'm at about 40%. So it's not too much different.
Yeah, I'm closing about 90%. All right, so let's see here. Let's get about what about did you do Wedding The Wire? Do you do those? I just had them call me the other day. They're so fucking like, I was on the phone with this girl and she's like, hi, are you interested in selling, making more weddings? Are you available for next year? I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested. Thanks so much. You guys do your thing. I do my thing. I invest in other things. She's like, yeah, but do you want to do more weddings next year? Yes, I do, but I don't want to do it through you. No, thank you. Okay, but she would not give up. I had to hang up the phone. It was unreal. You don't do the Knot or the Wire?
No, not at all.
Did you ever think about it?
Yeah, at one point, but I personally, I just don't see the benefit in it. Like, there's like, I was talking about Grand Rapids, right? I talked about that city. So I looked at the Wedding Wire for them, and like the first 2 pages are all paid.
Nobody. Sorry.
It's all paid people. It's like, I don't want to, I don't want to pay just to be on the list with those guys that are already paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And be on like page 9. It was like, I did Thumbtack when I first started. You ever heard of that? It's a pay per lead or pay per click or whatever. And, after I ended up spending $120 on 3 leads that ghosted me, I was like, this is some bullshit. They just have a bot in there sending me, are you available December? Click, $30. Are you available? Click, $30. I'm with you. Like, the only thing I will spend a lot of money on is wedding fairs. Those are expensive. Do you do those?
The wedding fairs, like wedding shows? No.
Yeah.
I've done a couple, but one of the big ones in my area, it's like $400 to go to. So I take that back. Yes, I do them. I do the small ones. So like if it's at a venue, I'll do it. And usually like I can be like the sponsored, like if it's a venue that I'm on the list at, which is like pretty much everyone around here now. If they're doing a show, I can like be like, hey, let me be like the entertainment sponsor, right?
The MC. Yeah, I'll MC your thing.
Yeah. So I'll announce like the door prizes or whatever. But as far as like the big shows, there's a big one here coming up in January, and I'm still kicking around whether I should do it or not. The only reason I want to do it is to flex. That's the only reason.
What do you mean?
Like, because there's going to be a bunch of other DJs there, and I just want to I want to flex on them. That's the only reason.
You'll be like, I don't even need this shit. I'm just letting people walk by because I'm like, I'm booked. I don't need you guys. I'm just here. Yeah. Or you could close like.
Yeah, I just want to flex like with setup and like just no one around here has a video booth and a stereo tubes and white
those
speakers.
stereo tubes, dude. You're making people jelly. I think that was what did you say? I was like, oh yeah, we could jump on that, but I can't remember. Okay, so what's Randy saying here? And then guys, we'll do a little Q&A for 5 minutes. So if you got any questions specifically for Logan, because I got him here. I had so many complaints about the Knotwire. A lot of people are asking me to underbid other DJs. I also got a lot of people who tried to scam me by attempting to whoa. Oh my God. Ugh. Jeez. Andrew said, I will say I've gotten a few gigs because someone Googled DJ my area and found, okay. Yeah, but they're expensive, right? I mean, they can be up to.
I just think it's just, I don't know. I personally, I know a lot of people that use it, like Eric Massengale. He still signs up for it. He uses it, but he does 500 weddings a year, and he's charging like $1,800 a wedding. They're doing a ton of events, and he uses Wedding Wire. He uses the Knot. There's a lot of people that do use it. I personally just don't. I don't want. Not that those are budget brides, but I feel like more budget brides are using stuff like that than doing things on their own, right?
Yeah, there's other ways you can do it.
A couple weekends ago, here's a good example. A couple weekends ago, I booked 2 weddings on a Sunday. Actually, it was while I was in Arizona for the DJ Collective. The Sunday before the Collective, I booked 2 weddings because a planner texted me and said, "Hey, are you available this date and this date?" I said, "I'm not. I'm available for that date. I'm not available for that date, but one of the guys will be available." Okay, make a contract up for this person. Here's their email. Make a contract up for this person. Here's their email. Deluxe package for both of them. Literally, that's what I did.
Boom.
So I pulled out my computer. And I made $4,000 in fucking 2 minutes.
2 minutes. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. It was you was talking about. That was a tip maybe we could give other people is finding the local venues or knowing when they're doing their fairs or events. If they're doing like a wine tasting, or sometimes they'll have like. They'll do stuff, go over there and offer to kind of go do that.
Those are the best. I've booked more events off those small, intimate shows than I have any of the big ones.
Yeah.
The big ones are definitely more budget brides, and there's always people cheaper there. It's just I don't see the benefit. But the smaller ones, the smaller ones where it may be you and 2 other DJs there, there's only like 30 vendors total. Those are the good ones. And I've booked a lot of events at those ones where the couple wasn't even getting married at that venue. They were just going to that wedding show because it was because it was the wedding show. So they already have another venue booked. They just went there to talk to other vendors.
Right. To me, yeah, exactly. And the last one I went to was a smaller one. This DJ company I've been there twice, and both times these guys come up to me, try to buy me out. They're like, why don't you come join us? Come on and join our team. Like, no, thanks. No,
I have a funny story about that. So,
okay.
I took some notes too from when you were talking earlier. So I do have a couple things that I want to touch on. But
good. Yeah.
As far as that goes, I was actually at a wedding show, and one of the big company in my area is called Wiser Productions. A lot of the guys that work for them, they're more of a booking agency than anything. They just kind of book out their own guys. I couldn't even tell you like who the owner is, or I'm pretty sure he's not actually even a DJ. But they book out bands, DJs, all that type of stuff. And I was at a wedding show, and one of their guys comes up to me that I knew. And he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" Blah blah blah. He goes, "Hey, so and so wants to talk to you. I wanted to come over and make sure it's cool first." I'm like, whatever, that's fine. So he comes over and he starts talking to me. He's like, "Hey, you ever thought about joining the team?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Nah, man, I really just kind of want to do my own thing. Like, it's kind of doing all right." And at first, I went to introduce myself though, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I know who you are. You rank right behind us on Google." I'm like, "Jeez, okay, bro." Yeah, but guess what? Guess who ranks right behind me? And guess who ranks right behind me on Google now?
Yeah, and I don't need you. What's the point of this conversation? Yeah, what you want to talk about? Like some stuff I said earlier. Some notes, and then we'll do some Q&A too, also, guys.
The opening tip story. So you had talked about opening a tip.
Yeah.
So that actually, a couple months ago, it was back in June or July. It was an indoor wedding. Dance floor's packed. Everything's going great. Planner comes over, gives me my tip. I never open it. Never, ever, ever do I open a tip. But the envelope wasn't sealed. It was just kind of tucked in there.
Folded. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of tucked in. So I got the itch, and I kind of opened it up, and the card, it just so happened, the card was in upside down. So when I pulled the envelope open, I could see how much money was in there, and I could see how much was $200 bills. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, hell yeah. So I put the shit in my drawer of my booth, and I start DJing again. Next thing you know, within 5 minutes, both my Rain 12 started spinning backwards. Shit you not.
What?
Shit you not. Both of those fuckers spinning backwards, bro. It's like, and I'm like, what? I don't even know what to do right now. Like, what do I do?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like,
what if
I had to shut it down. I had to close Serato, restart Serato. Luckily, I use an iPad for ceremony, and I also keep my my notes on it. So I plug it into my external mixer. So I run an 8-channel or 6-channel RCF external mixer, and I have that into a channel. So what I did exactly, bro, karma.
The DJ gods were frowning upon you, like thou shalt not open thy tip until the end of the night, Logan.
Don't open that tip. So luckily I had my iPad ready, so I just hit Spotify. I shut down Serato real quick, reopened Serato, shut down my mixer, shut down my 12s, everything, turned it back on, played great the rest of the night. I've never had a problem since then. I know other people have had issues with the 12 doing that. I don't know if it was a corrupt song file. I was playing a song that they had requested, and I had to buy it off of Amazon. So I don't know if it was something funky with that file that messed it up.
It was the DJ gods. No, you fucked up.
Probably was.
You shouldn't have looked.
Shouldn't have looked. Yeah. I wanted to touch on that, and then you had mentioned the cattle calling thing, like the bride to bride sites. I'm assuming is what you're talking about. Yeah. So I have a little bit of a different perspective on that. I comment on every single one of those posts. I'm a member of every single one of those bride to bride sites, and if I'm taking a shit, I'm swiping through bride to bride sites, and I copy and paste the same generic bullshit spiel that says, "We'd love so much to be a part of your special day, and we'd love
congratulations."
Congratulations. Yeah, I don't say that shit because I'm not happy for him. And then I link my website, and I copy and paste that into the comments, and I don't think I've maybe 1 or 2 times I've actually booked the person that posts, but most often, or I've done it quite a few times where I book somebody that saw my comment. So other brides, believe it or not, they're stalking those sites. They're not posting themselves because they're too good for that. They're stalking the comments of other people's posts because they're smart. They're using other people's posts to find vendors. So they'll go.
No, you're right. That literally, now that you say that, that happened in my Zoom call maybe 3 weeks ago. I said, "How'd you find me?" They go, "Well, we were stalking through the bride sites, and somebody mentioned you." And I booked. You're right. I booked. I didn't even think about that's an option. So, guys, maybe jump on there. You're right. I don't know. Do you have a lot of those groups there?
Yeah, there's probably like 5 or 6 of them that I'm in. I don't check them every day, but if I happen to open Facebook and I happen to scroll by one, I in my notes of my phone, I have links to all sorts of shit. I use Apple Notes like a madman. So I've got my hashtags for my Instagram posts are in there. I've got the generic stuff like that. I've got links to my pricing, links to my photo booth pricing, links to all that different stuff. So links to my Google review page, that type of thing.
It's easy to copy paste it and just throw them on this. You don't have to keep typing that up all over and over again.
Yeah. And I think another note that I'll mention real quick is
yes, Donnie. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Facebook brides. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about Facebook. Not the actual bride that's posting, but it's other people on Facebook that are stalking those wedding pages. Where was I going with this? So
that's cool. Chris just said he had a few weddings this year just from people tagging him on Facebook.
Yeah, and a lot of previous clients will tag me too. So what'll happen is like Lux Entertainment's kind of a catchy name, so it resonates. So what happens is people be like, yeah, I've like sometimes in my lead form where it says, "How did you hear about me?" It'll be like your name kept showing up on Facebook, like literally is what they'll say. So it's like free advertisement. Like other people tagging me. So other vendors, like photographers tag me all the time. Venues, will tag me. People, previous brides will tag me. Is people that are in those groups tag me a lot.
Exactly, guys.
Yeah, and all that shit comes with time too. Like it doesn't happen. I'm 4 years into this company. It doesn't happen overnight at all. Like SEO. Like if you guys do any of that SEO stuff, if you do like the Sarah Does SEO boot camp, do not expect to see results tomorrow. It's going to be like 6 months because it takes Google that long to catch up.
Yeah.
So I revamped when I started pushing a bunch of SEO for the wedding stuff. It took about 6 months, and all of a sudden I was ranking on page 1. I'm in the top 3 of the maps thing at no matter what you search. If you search Kalamazoo DJ, if you search DJ near me, if you're in the area of Kalamazoo, if you search wedding DJ in Kalamazoo or anything DJ related in Kalamazoo, I'm gonna be on that map. In the top 3 on that map.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna put here Sarah Does SEO. I'm gonna put that link in this description after.
Did you find the website?
The replay. I wrote it down. I'll
Google
find
search
it.
her, you'll find it. Blonde girl, follow her on Instagram. Yeah, she's super cool.
Yeah, and then give Logan a shout out if you end up signing up for that. Just letting her know that. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right, let's take a little drink here. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank Logan for jumping on. It's really fun to have you on here again.
Let's talk about Google reviews. We got 27 people watching. So
all right, keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. I got a boner. I'm just kidding. now we got 7 people watching.
They're gone. But
on the Google thing, like I'm a huge advocate for Google. Google reviews. Screw Wedding Wire reviews. Screw Facebook reviews. Google freaking reviews. What soap do I use? I use this Doctor's, or it's a Doctor's Squatch, like the Sasquatch stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gone now. You know what, Michael? Yeah. You just killed our buzz, bro. It's
yeah. Oh, we lost one person. He must have dipped out, and I was only 26.
No, we got him horny. He jumped on Pornhub. He left us. He's like, oh shit. Oh my god, I gotta go.
Dr.
All right,
Splash,
Google
yes.
Google reviews.
Yeah,
Google.
Best deodorant and soap. I love that stuff. So Google reviews. So what I do is after each event in my CRM, I have an email that I send out before I close out the event as complete. One last workflow that I implement is the review request. So what that does is it just sends out an email that says something along the lines of, thanks so much for letting us be a part of your special day. I hope you're enjoying the first couple weeks of married life. As you know,
sorry.
Yeah.
This comment now?
Dr. Squash now.
Okay, sorry.
God, what have we done?
You did that.
I know I did.
I'm usually the potty mouth on this show.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Keep going.
So,
yeah. Got to get that review.
My channel is usually PG-13, so when I get to be on somebody else's that talks dirty all the time,
it's rated R, baby, over here. Come on. You can drink, you can cuss.
But yeah, so I send out that review request, and it's a link to my Google business page. Which if you have your Google business page, there's a spot in there where you can get the direct link to reviews. So copy and paste that direct link. Don't make them have to Google search you because they won't do that.
Nope.
Give them that direct link. They can do it there, and then also say something along the lines of, feel free to copy that same review to Facebook and Wedding Wire. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I think I'm up to like 80. I think I have 80 Google reviews.
Sick.
Which is a lot more than anybody else in my area. So that also helps with your SEO. That helps with your ranking. So having more reviews it does 3 things. For one, if a bride sees that you have 80 Facebook or 80 Google reviews and the next closest company only has 10, they're going to click on you first, for sure.
Yep.
2, Google knows, okay, this company must be good. They have 80 5-star reviews on Google. Guess what? Google thinks you're cool, so they're going to bump you up in the search rankings. So that's just as good as SEO. So
yeah, I'll add to that. This year, I that was a focus at the beginning of the year. I knew I had 38 weddings, so I wanted to at least get half for Google reviews, and I'm at 19. So I got 19 5-star reviews this year. And it's true. That bumped me all the way up. And yeah, you're right. That turns into leads because I had my consultation on 2 days ago. They were like, your reviews are basically people saying they're so excited that you were at their party that we want you at our party now as a result of that. So that's such good stuff there too about trying to get those. One other thing I do, I'll send in my email to them. I usually do. How long do you wait? Do you wait like a week or two? How long do you wait before you hit them up? Or do you do automatic? Yeah.
So the workflow is designed to send out the review 7 days after the. Oh, he's from Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. He's got a YouTube channel too. You guys check him out. He's got a channel too. He's
way better than mine. It's way better than mine.
Way better. I mean, that's not hard, but yeah, go ahead.
It's not hard it's definitely not hard anymore. It went away.
I stole your intro.
The whiskey kicked in. And it went away. So anyway, where were we at?
Oh shit. Somebody we need like.
So I asked for the review. So say the event's on a Saturday. On Sunday, I go in and I mark the event as complete. So when I mark that event as complete, I activate that workflow. That workflow sends out an email 7 days after that. So if they leave for their honeymoon on Sunday, in theory, they should be back by Saturday or Sunday of the next week, right?
Yeah.
And I want them to get that email on a Sunday. I don't want them to get that email at 9 a.m. on Monday because they're probably
back to work.
They're back to work. So hopefully they're still home or they're traveling home. But I do 7 days, which I mean, my math on that could be wrong. I don't know. But I found that it's works pretty well. I do 7 days and I send them that email. And then every couple weeks, what I'll do is I'll look back and see who hasn't reviewed yet, and I'll bug them. I'll do up to 3 touch points. So I'll do that initial
to get the review.
Email. Yeah, I'll do that initial email, and then I'll shoot a text. And the text, I'll also with the text though, I'll say, hey, I shot you an email over, trying to to see if you could give me a review. The title of the email was this, if you don't mind, clicking on it, whatever. And then they'll usually comment back or they'll text back and be like, oh yeah, definitely, I'll totally do that. I'm using Dubsado. I don't necessarily recommend it. I recommend it for a single app, not for a multi-app, because they're really pissing me off right now.
What are you talking about?
Somebody asked if I'm using Honeybook.
Oh, okay.
So
Honeybook.
for CRM, I use Dubsado. But so I'll send that text. They'll get the email. Then I'll send a text probably another week or so after the email was sent. I'll send a text, just a reminder that I sent the email. So, and I'll tell them, hey, the email was titled review request or something like that. And then they text back like, oh yeah, it's been awesome. We'll definitely, we've been trying to review all of our vendors. We're going to get to it. Okay, cool. Well, then a couple weeks after that, if they still haven't done it, I'll shoot another text, which is also copy and pasted from my notes, and it just says, hey, we just wanted to follow up. Hope the first month or so or the month of marriage is going good. If you don't mind, could you leave me a review on Google? And I'll only link Google. So that way it's in their text messages, and if they have an iPhone, it pops up the picture. So they literally just click it. And that is I probably get more reviews off that third touch point than I do off of the actual email. From text. Cause then they can just click on it. I send that text strategically at somewhere between 6 and 7 PM. Yeah. They're on the couch or they're just finished up dinner. Yep. Oh yeah. 6 or 7 PM. Yep. And I think that most people want to review. It's just, making the time to do it, and they forget. I get that's why we can't be mad. It's like you said, like it's valuable to get that. One of the things I include in my email as well is I'll send them a couple of candid pictures that I took throughout the night, like their first dance, or like a picture. I usually take a picture with the 3 of us at the end of the night, or like father-daughter, something where if I caught a picture where like the bride was hugging her kid or whatever, and I sent that, like almost, here's one more thing I'm going to give you. Here's another thing of value. And in return, give me that 5-star review, baby. So one thing that I actually stole this from one of my guys, I stole this from him. He does pictures like you were talking about. So hang on. Shout out to my wife. She just brought me some bourbon. Thanks, baby. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. She said, I had to ask my dad what bourbon is. What did he say? The brown shit? What did he say? Thanks, baby. So with the pictures, so I have a checklist that So one of my DJs, what he does at every event is he takes a picture of his setup. He takes a couple pictures of the venue, or he does like a video walkthrough on his Instagram story. Then he gets a picture of the ceremony, whether it's just a ceremony site or if it's the bride walking on the aisle. He gets some sort of ceremony picture. He gets a first dance picture, a parent dance picture, and some picture/video of the party itself. And I'm implementing that as a requirement for the other 4 guys.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is, since we all have iPhones, I'm creating a folder in the Apple Photos, and I'm sharing that folder with just us, just the team. So at the event, they can just take videos and pictures, and they can just put them in that folder. Because a lot of them aren't good at, like, they can't multitask the way that I can do it, because I've been doing YouTube for fucking however many years. So
yeah.
It's a lot easier for me to talk to a camera and tag and do all that stuff because I'm used to doing it. They're not. So if they can just give me that footage, then I can turn around and post it on Sunday, which, guess what? Nobody's sitting at home looking at Instagram stories at 10 p.m. on a Saturday. They're not. They're out with their girlfriends or doing whatever. So they're not watching that stuff till Sunday morning anyway, or Sunday sometime anyway. So if I post it on Sunday, guess where that's going to be? And your little dots at the top, it's going to be closer to the front because it's newer. So
yeah, that's good. The other one other thing too, this happened. I had on a Sunday, like the night after the wedding, there was some buzz. I noticed, like, the photographer was talking about the wedding I was just at. She dropped pictures. The bride was all talking about it. I was commenting on the pictures, and I was like, everybody's thinking about this right now. I'm going to send her a link to my Google review. And I sent it to her. Like, hey, I forget her name was. I forget who it was. But anyways, I was like, hey, Katie, I saw that you were talking about the wedding. How about a review? Boom. She filled it out like that night, like the night after, because there was some buzz going around. That's why, again, I'd say, like, when you guys book your events, get your couples and you guys follow each other on Instagram, or, stay there. I'd say, like, that's the place to be. Like their pictures. You could stay connected that way. That way, after the wedding, when you see stuff like this, you'll be able to comment under, oh, I'm going to add this, because that just reminded me something. Let me tell you how, I showed you that video of that couple from the Zoom call, the one that was from Pittsburgh. I got that lead because the venue had posted a picture on their Instagram, and they had just booked there. And I commented on that picture, like, looks great. And she's like, I was scrolling through and saw the picture, and we didn't have a DJ yet, and saw your name and clicked on it and saw that you had worked at that place, and they called me that way. So that's another way that you guys can use social media to help you get booked. Places that you like to play, other photographers, interact with their content, and you never know. That could turn. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever seen anything turn into something like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think, it's engaging. That's another thing too, that Instagram and Facebook and all those social media sites, they like it when you engage with other people. So I try to comment and like from my personal page and my business page, and that type of stuff. When I remember to. But yeah, commenting, and make sure the comments are genuine too. Don't just comment just to comment. Like, if I genuinely think, oh, that's a cool picture. Oh, this is sweet. Can't wait to see. It looks like I'm booked there in October. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah. See, like, sometimes I'll see it. I'll be like this venue. I'll be like, hey, see you on Friday or whatever. Turns into that kind of stuff. What did Nathan say here? I'm just going to pop it up. I didn't pre-read it. Not going to lie. I posted on EG the other day of me and my daughters when I had a DJ gig on Christmas Parade Flow. I got excited that you liked it. Are you talking to me or are you talking to Logan? I don't know. Do you know Nathan at all?
I don't know Nathan, but I'll follow Nathan. I'm going to find him.
Let me throw what's your Instagram? Is it just, let's get people connected to you here. What's your Instagram?
Yeah, it's at DJ Lostax is my personal one. And then my business page, if you want to follow it, which to be honest with you, I don't really care if you do or not, because I'd rather locally people follow it than everybody. But it's Lux. It's at Lux Entertainment KZoo.
Okay, so there's Logan. If you want to find him on Instagram, he's got his YouTube channel.
That's another thing too, guys. With your personal or with your business pages, who gives a shit how many people follow it, as long as those people are local? I don't promote, like, on my personal page. Yeah, I would love to have 10,000 Instagram followers, but on my business page, I don't care if I only have 600, as long as all of them are in Southwest Michigan. So
I got you. Yeah, you want people there locally interacting with what's going on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yep.
said something too that somebody told me. I met with like an Instagram guy, and he said that Instagram is it wants their platform to be very social. So the more that you interact with other people and they interact with you, then they bump you up the algorithm. So that's why going through during lunch or I don't know, how often are you on? Do you get on there once a day?
Yeah.
Seems like a lot, but
So when I post, I post either 8 o'clock in the morning, usually from the toilet. 8
8 a.m. Dude, you got to
Lunch-
quit your day job. 8 a.m. You know, I don't get up at 8 a.m. since I became a DJ.
Oh, dude, I'm up
I'm
at
rolling
7.
out at 9:30, 10 o'clock, baby.
I post first thing in the morning because guess what? I'm on Instagram first thing in the morning. So are other people. But what I do is I make a bunch of drafts. I don't use anything like there's a bunch of apps that you can use to line up your Instagrams and stuff. I've tried that. Later is one of them. But I courtesy flush. Yeah. But I'll
You live alone? Is your girlfriend there? Like, do you live by? Is it just you at your house?
She's out with some friends, so
okay.
yeah.
So she lives with.
It's fiance now, so it's not.
Oh,
it hasn't been posted on social media yet, so you guys heard it here first. But
guys,
November,
we just broke news. We just broke some fucking news. Logan is getting married. Everybody,
this big old douche is gonna be off the market. Yeah. So
let's see whose wedding's bigger, your or Nick's. Let's see who's going to have the bigger wedding. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get married locally, or what's your plan? What are you thinking?
Yeah, there's a venue here, close by. It's pretty much all inclusive. There's like you can stay on site, so a bunch of people are gonna be able to stay there. It's more of like a boutique style hotel, so there's not like everyone can stay, but a lot of people will be able to stay. But they do, so the liquor's included, the food's included, tables, chairs, all that type of stuff. All we have to provide is the vendors as far as like floral cake, photographer, videographer, that stuff.
Let's get a little bidding war going on. Hey, we got 25 DJs kicking in. Anybody want to DJ this wedding?
Nate Nelson's doing it, so sorry.
Oh, it's done, dude. We could have got like well, I guess it probably would have been cheaper. You probably get somebody really good for like $200. What about my boy here? That bride you grabbed photos of?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell that story real quick. So that blew up in the state of Michigan, actually. So
what happened?
What happened was it was a gig log that I did. If you guys go to my channel, you can watch the gig log, and I go way more in depth on it. But basically, what happened was the photographer got fired day of.
Oh yeah. Okay,
this psychopath, dude. This guy was nuts. Yeah, I know you're in Michigan, bro.
Get it right, dude. Get it right. He's gonna leave.
Yeah. So the photographer got fired day of. And I happen to have one of my other guys with me, Mike, and he's a real estate photographer, and he DJs. So the coordinator, before the wedding even started, she comes up to me and she goes, "I got a really, really bad feeling about this photographer. Logan, I know you have a camera," because I was walking around vlogging and taking pictures and shit. And she knew that Mike had a camera. She goes, "If you guys could get some, like, basically do a little more than you normally would as far as taking pictures goes, like, we'd be super appreciative." Because I guess she asked the photographer to take some pictures of like the centerpieces and the setup and like all that type of stuff. And he said, "Well, that's not part of my contract." And she's like, "Okay." Well, and the reason that she asked is because the bride had done a lot of it on her own. So she was super proud of it. So she wanted to make sure that there was some good pictures of all the stuff that she did. And to be honest with you, I would have never guessed that this bride did all this decorating because it was badass. Like,
yeah,
it looked like a top-notch like florist / decorator came in and did all this stuff. It was really good. So he said I could have DJ'd your wedding and did a gig.
Oh yeah, he's close enough.
Yeah, definitely. Just make sure you bring enough gas for your generator. Don't send your wife to get more gas. That's proof that I watched this gig log.
Yeah. I saw that one.
But so basically what ended up happening is right after introductions, we're getting ready to do the dances. And the photographer's like, "Hey, I was only contracted till 7. You need to pay me more money or I'm leaving." And this was at 6:45. And all we had left to do was cut the cake and do 3 dances. We could have done all that in 15 minutes, no problem. But he throws up a stink, and finally the bride or the groom's dad comes over and starts yelling at they start arguing. Photographers end up leaving. Like they're gone. They take off. And Mike ended up getting shots the whole rest of the event. But basically, yeah, the photographer got fired. And yeah, I did hear that.
Was he from what? Was he? Did that photographer work for like a bigger company?
Supposedly, I think they're running a scam, some sort of scam. Yeah, he just said, actually, is it Illy? He said apparently that photographer runs a scam and purposely gets fired. I think they purposely get fired so they don't have to give the couple their pictures. But that photographer actually did end up giving the couple their pictures, which was mind blowing.
Whoa!
I couldn't believe that photographer ended up actually giving them the photos, but they did. So, but we gave them just as many. The only thing we didn't have pictures of, we had the good ones. We had the ones that you want anyway. I mean, we didn't get the family pictures, which, yeah, obviously the parents probably wanted those. But we got the people dancing. We got some ceremony shots. We got people using the photo booth. We got people having fun is what we got the pictures of. Did
it sound like that this guy, like, needed to get out of the business? You know, like, when do you know, like, when you have that kind of attitude, like, don't stop doing this job. You fucking hate this job. Like, why are you still doing this? You know, I've bumped into 1 or 2 really lousy photographers. For the most part, I've had great experiences with them, but the one I did have, it just seemed like, you know, he was a little bit older. Nothing against the older guys out there, but he just was pissed off about everything.
Oh, this guy, my very first interaction with him, I wanted to punch him in the face because to get into this venue was a pavilion down by a river. And to get down to this pavilion by the river, which the pavilion had bathrooms and a kitchen and all that type of stuff. So it was basically a venue without walls. Imagine that. Super beautiful. Okay. Like they have greenhouses on site where they grow all the floral. They have a big gazebo, and the gazebo roof is hanging baskets. It's amazing. The place is amazing. But to get down to the site, they need to invest some money into some freaking concrete or some asphalt because
it's
you got to go down like this gravel path. And I'm trying to push my video booth down this freaking path, and I got my cart that I'm going down, and it rained really hard the night before, so the path's all washed out. It's like rutted, and I end up dumping my cart, and like my JBL EN1 tips over, and my Gator case with my mic rack in it tips over, and the photographer and his wife or girlfriend or whoever she is literally walks by me, like walked around me. They walked like my shit tips over. Instead of stopping and helping me pick it up, they walk around me, and I looked up and I was like, "Thanks for the help." Like, fucking prick.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna work together all night. And like, if he dropped his bag or a lens or whatever, like, that's the thing. That's why it's odd, right? This doesn't happen very often. Like, normally when we show up, there's sort of a mutual respect that the vendors have for each other. Like, hey, I got your back, you got my back. Is that generally the?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. So for just to walk around, you like, sucks for you, bro, and just kind of like, like step on your shit, like, oh, on your way out. All right, so what do you that JBL EN1 Pro? Do you like that one? Do you like that speaker? I know that's your ceremony rig. Your ceremony rig.
They just came out. They just came out
that
with
Mark II.
Are
you gonna get it? You want that one?
Probably. I mean, probably. Most likely. I have the compact too. So I have the EN1 Pro. I've got the EN1 compact. So the compact is like the speaker that I have in my garage actually. So I just kind of have it set up on my workbench, and that's what I use it for, just out there. But yeah, the newer version. I'm hoping that. So like Gabriel, out of Bakersfield. What is it?
Yeah.
Does the Master of the Levels things, and the social vibe. So he just bought one. I'm gonna let him be the guinea pig and tell me if he likes it better than the Mark I. So
it's a 5-channel battery powered. Is it heavy? I think it's lighter too. It's a little bit lighter.
I think it is lighter. Supposedly it's louder too, I think. So,
okay.
The main reason that I'm looking into it is I want to get away from bringing a whole mic rack, because like right now I have my Gator case that has two Sennheiser G4s and a Allen and Heath little 6-channel mixer, and then I plug that into the speaker and I power that with a battery pack. So the speaker's battery powered, then all the other stuff's running off of one of those Halo Bolt things. But what I want to do is I just don't like the preamps in the Eon One. It's super quiet. It's not loud enough. Like I can turn the gains all the way up and still not get the volume that I want out of it. If you hook up to a Bluetooth, it's loud. If I hook directly Bluetooth, it's super loud. So I'm hoping that the built-in mixer in the Mark II is better than the mixer in the Mark I. That's
what I read that they sort of were trying to fix, because even with a wireless mic, you still feel quiet. Because I know if you pull, I had it and I sent it back. That was one of the reasons I didn't like it. But if you plugged in a wired mic, if you just want to do a wired mic, that thing was so quiet. Even with
you can turn it up all the way. You could hit phantom power and turn it up all the way, and you still have to scream into it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's not for outside. I feel like, yeah, that new Mackie Thump Go. I saw that Bar just got his, and he kind of brought that out. I like doing battery powered for ceremony. It just lets me kind of go wherever I want to go. Have you seen this? Have you seen the Thump Go?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's like $300.
It's very similar to the compact, the
S1.
Yeah, the EM1 compact or the S1, the Bose S1. Yeah.
Chris says he's gonna pick it up.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, I used to be a Mackie fan, so I ran the Mackie SRM 450s for 10 years. I still have 4 of them in my garage. I love those speakers. Those are
Bose S1. That's what I'm rocking. I'm selling my Maui 5. Anybody wants my Maui 5 Go, I'm selling it. It's on Reverb. I'm selling it with the bags. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. I'm done with it. You still doing and you got the J8s, right? That's your main. You want to talk about gear for a little bit? You got the J8s. You still happy with those?
Yeah. I actually ordered some Evox 12s in white.
Oh.
So
for the big one, for like bigger weddings?
Yeah. Anybody that caught that, yeah. I said in white. I will be one of 25 people in the country that has them in white. So
what do you mean they're only releasing that many, or what do you mean?
Yeah. So a group of people did a special order through RCF Direct, and
you're flexing again. Logan's flexing, everybody. He's pulling his dick out. He's swinging it around. He's swinging it. We're gonna lose people.
So yeah, a group of us did a. We got 27. We're still doing good. We're back. We gained one. We gained one.
After you said that,
he's back from Pornhub. Is what it was.
That was pretty short time on there. Actually, that was pretty long time on there.
That was long.
He doesn't have his right videos. All right. Hey, listen. Why don't we? I don't know. Is there anything else you wanna add? Talk. I thought we could like wrap up with like a sort of what's some practical. I kind of wrote here like some practical. What's this? What did he say? Oh shit! I just got my J8 white. Yeah. Wait, those are still coming out in white though, right? That's not.
And those are amazing speakers.
Do you have both? Do you have black and white? But your booth is white though, right? So everything's white.
I don't have white J8s. I don't have black J8s. I have the J8s in white, and then I have the 735As, which are a 15-inch, like I think they're 1400 watts. They're louder than shit. Just regular speakers that I run for non-wedding events. So
you would tell him no, that he's not on the list, that they're right.
No, they don't come in white. They only come in black.
That's it.
Truthfully, they do only come in black. They've never been released in white. So you could have somebody paint them locally. You could buy black ones and have them painted.
Yeah, I saw somebody on YouTube does like they put like white covers over their speakers or something. Have you seen that? Like just
I've seen a couple people that do that they'll buy like scrims, like custom speaker scrims to
completely cover them. Do you think it's a fad?
Travis Kentucky. Yeah, Travis from Kentucky. He does it with his he's got the Maui 44s or 24s, or I don't know my Maui speakers very well. But he's got those that he puts the white scrims on.
Do you think white's a fad, or do you think that's going to be a look for a couple years?
It might be. I think it'll probably die out, but I'm gonna go with it for however long. I mean, I think it's nice to tie in to the ambiance of the room, you know?
Yeah.
So white is definitely a wedding color. So if you're just a big black blob of gear in the corner,
Which is me.
I think white looks better just because you kind of tie in more with the event. But at the same time,
Feels more like a party though. I feel more like a party DJ, like you know what I mean? Like
I've been to
they're thinking this guy fucks. This guy fucks. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've done weddings though and been to venues where my black setup would have looked better. You know, it would have. I personally think it would have looked better than my white setup in that particular venue or that particular event. It didn't fit. So
do you ever scope it out? Do you ever like check out your venue beforehand, like whether or not?
I've been to most of them, so no,
Okay.
I don't. The only ones that I don't like, I've been to all the ones that are local. I've been to. So, but if it's a distance away, obviously I'm not going to go check it out because it's 2 hours away or whatever. So, that not typically no, and but very very seldom have I had an issue where my setup where the black would have looked better. You know, it's very seldom. Every once in a while, and it's usually when it's like maybe their colors are like black and purple or like something like that. Like just, you know, where the decorations in the room, like the tablecloths are black and the chair covers are black and you know, everything's they're kind of going for that black and gold theme or whatever. And then here I am in the corner like pow, like all white. You know?
Did you let me ask, did you have a what the fuck moment this year during wedding season? I want to know. Like, did you have a moment where you're just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Probably. I had some. I always have interesting stuff happen, but
like I saw. I don't know if you saw. I had I think for me it was that the wedding. They did a sparkler send off, and these guys didn't get sparkler. It was kind of a ham sandwich kind of a wedding. Do you know what I mean? And so they didn't buy sparklers. They bought fucking fireworks, and they went outside and they like lit all these things, and it was literally like a smoke haze. It looked like the whole, and it was under a tent. So we were in a tent. This was also the same venue that gave me a decibel meter of like I can only go to like 70 dBs all night long, which is some bull shit. So I had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Huh? I know. That's like the coffee maker was louder than my music was. I could hear people panting on the dance floor. It's like, please let me turn it up. I hear people breathing. And but no, they went outside to the sparkler, but they're like it was like these, they looked like Roman candles or something. They just shot off. It looked like a war zone. It was one of the craziest shit things I've ever seen. And then I saw some nipples a couple weeks ago. That was hilarious on my salsa booth. But anything coming to mind yet? Besides your crazy photographer, anything else?
Yeah, that's probably the photographer one is probably hands down that was the craziest thing I had happen this year for sure.
Yeah.
That was just
even what about ever? Like what's your like, is there a memory burn your brain like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened?
Two. So
okay.
First one thing that crazy that happened was I had a groom almost get arrested at his wedding.
Oh shit.
So this is back when I was charging like $500, $600 for a wedding. It was at a VFW and they only paid for beer and wine. So everybody kept going outside to drink liquor. Like they had bottles of liquor out in the parking lot. So they're going out
like on a table or like in their pockets. Like there was
like out in the parking lot. So they'd walk out of the venue out to the parking lot and go take shots. And then they're out there like
come back in.
Weed. Yeah, smoking weed, taking shots, whatever in the parking lot. And the venue comes up to me, the lady at the VFW comes up to me, she's like, hey, can you make an announcement that if they keep I'm watching them, they're not even trying to be secretive. Like they're out there standing in circles, passing fifths around. She goes, if I catch them out there again, I'm going to call the cops. I was like, okay. So I made the announcement. Hey, everybody, you know, it's been made aware that you guys have been drinking in the parking lot. You know, if we get caught again, the venue is going to be calling the police because they can't be liable for anybody wasted on liquor, right?
Yeah.
Well, they obviously didn't stop. So next thing you know, the cops show up. Cops
Oh, they
break
did
it
call
up.
the
Basically,
cops.
yeah, she called the cops. So the cops show up. The cops basically just break it up outside, which I didn't see that part. I wasn't there. But then the cops come inside and they're like, "Hey, can you turn the music down?" I'm like, "Yep." Turn the music down. Instantly start playing Bad Boys on low volume. Yeah, I was like,
It's on.
I was like 23 years old and I was drunk too. So, so I started playing Bad Boys on low volume. And
Did they look over at you like,
they did.
seriously, bro?
Oh yeah, dude.
You're
I had
not
it on
helping the
repeat.
situation. We're trying to
I had it
de-escalate.
I had it on repeat. Yep. And my lights were all DMX controlled, so I turned them to red and blue. Oh yeah. So but yeah, so they start talking to everybody and they're like, "Oh, whose wedding is it?" And they see the groom, they're like, they knew he had a warrant. So they bring him over
what?
and they're like, yeah. They come over and they're like, "Hey, we're not gonna take you to jail tonight, but you need to turn yourself in tomorrow." So he's
Holy shit! The groom had a warrant out for his arrest.
yeah,
and he
so
got caught from people doing fireball in the parking lot.
Yeah. So he had to turn himself in the next day. Like basically made a deal that he'd turn himself in. That was pretty crazy. I think the second craziest thing was I kept getting requests at a wedding one time for to play because I got high, Afro Man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not really wedding appropriate. Like, I just don't really, I'm not really feeling it. And they're like, well, what if we have the bride come tell you to play it? And I'm like, if the bride comes up and tells me to play Afro Man, I'll play Afro Man, whatever.
Yeah.
So she comes up and she's like, hey, yeah, you can play it. And I'm like, all right. I was like, have you heard that song before? She's like, oh yeah, we listen to it all the time. And I'm like, all right. So I play it and everybody starts going nuts and they're all singing along and having a good time. And there's a lady in a wheelchair there that wheels herself out into the center of the dance floor. And she's like doing donuts and just like freaking having a good old time in her wheelchair. And after the song gets done, I keep DJing and the bride comes back up and I was like, you have to explain this. Like, why did that work so well? And she goes, well, that lady in the wheelchair, that's my aunt. And she's actually paralyzed from the waist down because she got super drunk and high and fell out of bed and broke her back.
So she comes out like, that's my shit.
Yeah. So it's like, because I got high, there's a line in the song that I'm pretty sure he says, like, I'm a paraplegic or whatever.
Oh, shit. This is the shit that ruined my life. Let's go.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
Oh man, with the shots in the parking lot, I was at a venue and the bride that I did a wedding for, she came to this wedding too. And the bartender kept saying, there's people doing, they're doing, bringing their own alcohol. Don't allow it. So I got on the microphone. All right, guys, no alcohol. You gotta buy it from the bar. So she comes up to me and she goes, hey, will you come do like some shots with us? We brought some in our bag. And I was like, yep. Okay. So I went to the back of the barn and did some shots with these guys and then kind of walked out and the bartender kind of glanced over at me like, what's up, man? Sorry, bro. And just kind of like walked off. But I mean, you got to, right? When the bride of your last wedding's there, they want to do some shots. I want to do some shots with them. It was super fun. So
yeah, I probably would have done the same. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, everybody, let's finish our drinks. Anybody, what do you guys drink? I'm just finishing up this bourbon. I'm feeling I'm getting kind of drunk, so I don't want to be live on YouTube. But this was super fun. Guys, give some love. Show some love out to Logan for jumping on and doing this. Dude, thanks for coming on. Should we do this again? You want to do it again?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it again whenever you want. Let me know.
We'll do it again. That was fun. Someone got, what happened? Had a groom, sock a groomsman just before the grand entrance. Holy shit. You replaced him with an usher last minute. I'm not sure anyone noticed there was a new guy out there. Oh man, do you ever see that? You ever see a fight? Have you ever seen a fight?
Yeah, actually, one of the last weddings that I did, I was up north, like 3 hours north. I drove up there, and it was full on dancing mode. Everything's happening, and all of a sudden, like people start leaving the room, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And two of the groomsmen got in a fist fight in the hallway. Like, I don't know if they knew each other or what the fight was about, but yeah, so that was Two of the
Damn.
groomsmen got in a fight. The bride comes back in. She's like, "Oh yeah, there was some drama in the hallway." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, what happened?" She's like, "Oh, two of the groomsmen were fighting. No big deal."
No
Back
big deal.
Back
All right,
on
we're
the
gonna end
dance
on
floor.
that. We're gonna end on that. My camera battery's about to die. Everybody, thanks for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Have a great night. We'll do this again. Logan, thanks so much, buddy. If you like this, you like me, you know what to do. Just do that shit and do that same shit for Logan. Subscribe to his channel.
Like,
It's awesome
comment,
to see.
subscribe, follow us on Instagram, whatever. Sarah does SEO. If you guys want that SEO,
Do all that good
plug.
shit. Good night, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Bye.